Alright, hello everybody and welcome back finally to a new episode of the Blitz Zer0 series. This is episode 12. When the last episode we beat the, what do you call this dude? The badass Sorcerer, whatever, and we beat the Torg DLC and the Pirate DLC. Now I'm here at the Torg Arena fighting Badasaurus, and let's go over the gear we got. It's been a while. So of course we got the Slag Ruby, of course we got the Little Eevee, so now we are in UVHM, so now we can get a Little Eevee to whatever we want. We got a Herald, a Bushwhack, B. I remember we got this Quasar from either Piston, no, this is like the last like loot explosion, if I remember correctly. Of course we got a Sheriff's Badge from normal mode, and then our Survivor Comm. Then for other things we got a Saw Bar, I believe, yeah, this is also from the loot explosion. Then I got a Corrosive, Shock, and Fire Infinity if we want to do the sniper setup. We got a Nukem, Slaga, Mongol, a Corrosive and Fire Lyuda, a Flying Sandhawk, and a Droog. I got some relics, some sniper, some comms, and then some grenades, and then some shields. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to use the Deadly Bloom for, but yeah, here is our spec. Ba-boom. And yeah, I'm just here, and we're gonna do like a kill together. I'll run.
You just set off my trap card. Your death.
If we want to, we can throw a Quasar. That way I can kill the witch those, then do that. See what we're using the B shield. Oh yeah, it's just killing these guys. So boom. And there we go, and 13,000 XP isn't horrible, but yeah, with the BL2 Fix Mod or another mod, he will always drop the slow hand, so if you want a slow hand, you can. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I was going to farm this all the way up to level 72, but I feel like we can just do some things later on. So next up for DLC Day Part 2, Why'd I still do that? I don't know, man. It's been a rough Saturday for me. I've been busy with work. Anyway, let's go on to the next DLC, which let's go ahead and do the... let's just get the Tina DLC out of the way. Screw it. And I guess I'll go ahead and take this time just to talk about some of the things I've been up to. I haven't recorded any form of content for the last 2 weeks. For those who don't know, I have finally go ahead and started my online art classes. I've been wanting to be an artist for a very long time, and now I'm at the point where I can do art classes, and I've decided to do them for right now on YouTube. It's on my old channel that I did a couple of years ago, and wrong way, and I'll leave a link to that in the description, but I always made these art lessons like a private. They're excuse me, they're an unlisted video, so you like Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, whatever. Me, like, let's say one of the lessons I do is about sketching, and you pay $20 for that, and boom, it's yours. For those of you who want the starter class, which is how to build a character, all you gotta do is ask me. I'll even link that video in the description. However, you could always just email me, which I'll leave my email at the bottom of the screen, and then you can always, just ask me in the comment section, or you can just look and be like, hey, there's that. Something I always also want to do is a new way to do my videos. So I'll go over this in a little bit when we get a second, but there's something I do want to try to do for other videos.
Does that work?
Come on. There we go.
Alright.
Now for the whole recording the video segment, this part what I'm going to say is, usually I try to do a video a day, and that means, less edited and very quickly edited out. It usually takes me about an hour to edit out a video. However, what I want to do now is to put a bit more quality into it, so that means taking a couple days to record a video. Like for this example, this took me recording days and a 4-day time span. I only did 2 recording sessions, and I started this recording about an hour ago at around 5 p.m. It is now 6 p.m. And yeah, I put a lot more effort into my editing, and that means, you know, a few more days until each episode, or for any video of mine whatsoever. Put a bit more time into putting a little bit of my own personal, dry, horrible, a little bit of that dirty humor in there, just to make the videos a bit more interesting. Alright, so taking your snipers, want to kill this one. You can use any form of accurate weapon that you want to. Then you can go over to this side and shoot a boosh, that one. Well, that's okay, because X years later we finally did it, Torg. Now you can rest in peace, as, you know, we already blew up the ocean. Not this ocean, but, you know, the other one. Anyway, so I thought I'd finish up this series. You know, I only got the DLC and then the main story for this to go. I'm not really going to pay attention to raid bossing. I'm honestly very busy, as I tried to state earlier. I'm working full time. Hopefully I can move forward to a 410 schedule, because I'm like only 2 days off. Holy hell, am I busy. As those of you who don't know, I did recently move to my own house, and I am the one who's taking care of everything. My older brother, he just kind of does his own thing, and that's good. He can do what he wants. It really is slightly difficult to kind of go on and just kind of just do everything. So it's just slightly annoying, but I mean, you know, he can do whatever the hell he wants. I'm not his mom. Yes, as I said, I am currently trying to do everything myself, which is a little difficult, but it's doable. Alright, so for this fight, then again, just so you guys know, I have not done test runs since part 11. So this is all going to be me just trying this stuff out. So, we want to do the B shield, we want to do the sniper comm, and we want to do the fire infinity on in place of our whatever that was. Okay, and then yeah, we should be good. For this bit, I did the sniper setup, and I ran all the way to the entrance of this cave, and I just used my B and infinity gun just to kill these enemies. I only died about like once or twice, but after I died a couple times, I kind of got used to how they're all moving and all the good stuff. I just use a shock infinity because neither of them are, you know, immune to shock damage, so I just use that just to kill them all. And after the first two dragons are dead, the red dragon and the other one, I believe this is the green dragon, I then went to kill the green dragon. After a little while, he's dead. There we go, and fall. Finally! Alright, there's enough of that. Alright, so for these kings, you can use like your infinity or any high power weapon or whatever, and just take them out. Make sure to stand back a lot. These skeletons are always supposed to need it. Wait, yeah, there we go. That's one. Okay. These ones. Make sure no one's around. You. Oh. There we go. There's them. Okay. Do this. You always want to keep moving. Where'd the head go? See, there's that one. Get out of my way. Out of my way. Okay, there's that one there. Who's that one? That is King Seth. I always try to keep an eye on my mini-map in case, you know, something happens. Ooh, out of the way, out of the way, out of the way. Alrighty. You. King Nazar. Alright, okay. Then do this one. Dude, that was the easiest kings I've ever had. Every other time I've done it, I've died like once or twice. I don't know what we get. No, we get a choice.
Representative of the Queen's
wow.
Guard.
Particularly
Anyway,
Cool. Moving on.
Like the symbol.
Alright, so I believe for the BL2 Fix Mod, the Beard Makes a Man quest will actually give you the Grog Nozzle as a weapon reward. So I'm not going to touch that. Excuse me, until afterwards, so we're just going to carry on.
look it up online.
Oh no, I was actually just about to look up this puzzle online. No, screw that. Boop. Alright, if you don't know, you can also just jump over this using like this and rocket jump and all that stuff. I have actually no clue how to solve this puzzle.
You entered a lair of Grade Tooth the dwarf. The sorcerer brainwashed him into running this place. You also notice a weird-ass magic globe. Might be why Grade Tooth so.
That's a mug. So for this fight, I've noticed. So I believe we do you corrosive. This. Oh yeah. Is he already dead?
I feel different. You broke the sorcerer's control over me. You must want to get out of this horrible place.
I've never seen this before.
Give our saviors the password rune. Thank you for... Whoa, wait a minute! You're the jackass who killed Ragnar the Emancipator! Die!
Damn it,
What's
Frank!
going on?
I said it was sir.
I've never had that happen before. Oh, do I just need to hit his crit spot? Bee shield and, you know, corrosive weaponry. I've never had that happen before. Man. Oh, Ravager. For the boss's daughter fight, I just used my deception and mainly my herald actually, then using some grenades and of course throwing my kunai to get the slag off, and using the bee shield for as long as it could be up. I just used that just to kill this boss. It was not difficult at all. I just had to do a lot of mobbing, and then when she got down, I just made sure to get my deception up and make sure my bee shield was up. I luckily did not die throughout this fight, so I didn't have to restart. However, just running across, make sure I get all the health pickups. It was just a slight grind just to kill this boss. But as I said, just using the Lil Levy and the Herald, it wasn't that hard at all. And she is dead, yay.
You know what? Fine. Just
Here it is, the big boss! Are you sure you don't want to wait for Roland?
We can't wait for Roland because
Time
he's...
for a boo fight!
Now, the handsome sorcerer. I actually used the same setup as I did for the daughter fight, so I just used the tricky spy comm and my three main weapons, which was my herald, my little Eevee, and the slag ruby. This is the only fight where I actually died at once, and you'll see that here soon, which is right there because I couldn't blast through a shield, so I died. That was my only time. Then I kind of played, a bit more cautiously. I just didn't go run and gun into it. I switched my setup very slightly to the sniper comm and then the shock infinity. And with a little bit of time, a little bit of patience, I eventually got in the kill for the handsome sorcerer, the necrotic, and then the demonic sorcerer. For the mobbing Vix, in this case, I did switch back to my tricky spy comm, throw my deception, of course do the kunai, and then shoot a weapon, dealing increased damage from ambush and from unforeseen, which is how I was able to kill the handsome sorcerer. Then I did the same thing to the necrotic sorcerer. The necrotic sorcerer was an easy fight. I just had to strafe around him, make sure I don't get hit, or else I was slow. Then with him dead, I go on to the demonic sorcerer, which is the hardest one of the bunch. He sends up dragons, or draconids or whatever, and I just go along just doing my mobbing setup. I just kill him with the unkempt herald, and this fight is over. And he's dead. Okay, so only 2 tries. Alright, not so bad. Alright, we have DJ Fierce in the booth. So this hour and a half to 2 hours of recording, I totally forgot to turn on my microphone. So like I did with the Lilith series, I'm just going to voice over it. That's basically what I do. So this is 4 days after I recorded the Tina DLC. So now we are here, of course, in Lilith DLC, and of course as soon as you spawn in and go over the cutscene, there's a lot of mobbing you gotta do. I'm switching over to my tricky spy build using my Herald, and then I got a temporary new little Eevee with the ×2 or with a Jacob's grip. So this one I didn't really use too much. I later on got new ones, but I'm running over and then trying to kill these enemies. I was recently playing a Krieg, so I'm more used to pressing my grenade than my action skill, which I made a couple problems here, but luckily I didn't die. Then after killing those enemies, I make my way to the back burner and to do a little bit of mobbing so I can proceed with the story. Coming towards the camp, I start fighting with the infected saplings and then of course the pods. I do die quite a few times in this spot. These enemies must have been like thrice as difficult because I was struggling. Also, my gear might not be the greatest, so a couple times throughout this DLC I do go back to the pirate DLC and get some new gear, but for this bit I just try to push it out as best as I can, get some distance, use my unforeseen, of course use my Herald because that's for right now my best weapon, and I just try to do what I can against these fools.
What's that? I hear the sounds of blood.
Securing the main camp wasn't that difficult. Since there's a lot of mob type enemies, just use the unforeseen spamming, kunai. If you need to heal, use a ruby, but for damage you can use the little Eevee or the unkempt Herald, and it's just a bit of back and forth, nothing too difficult. Proceeding on to the next map, the Doll Abandon, we go ahead and grab our car. For this case, I still have the racer because I didn't do the main story yet. Then we gotta go to a place where we gotta find 3 infected spores, then we can move on with killing some enemies. Just a heads up, you can always farm the infected loot nest that pop up in one of the corners. These are kind of like your loot midgets, but you know, just reskin and everything. Just a small little tidbit if you want to fight those guys. Alright, so at this spot here, this is going to be quite difficult. You're going to have 2 midget enemies, which will drop the infected brains. Then there's going to be some other characters later on that will also eventually drop brains. At this point, just be very careful when doing your mobbing. If you're following along, make sure you have your ruby. And for this bit, just make sure, as said, you have your healing weapon. Then if you're comfortable enough, use your grenades for controlling. And then of course, use your Herald or whatever your strong weapon is for killing. At this point, kill the last 2 legionnaires and they will drop the brains. Just snag those 2, then you're on the way back to the back burner. And make sure you take enough time to appreciate Moxie's assets. Then make your way on killing these enemies. I didn't glitch my weapons so right with switching back and forth from the little Eevee to a different weapon, so I couldn't spam my unforeseen, which is why I died so a lot. Already enough. It was very frustrating and I died a few times. Just make sure when you're switching over to maps you do glitch your weapons or your little Eevee, so that way you don't have the same problem that I did. Now remember earlier when I said that these new Pandoran enemies kind of sucked? Oh yeah, this is not going to be fun for me.
What the fuck, Richard?
Next I got the Space Cowboy mission from Moxie, and this allowed me to farm the loot midgets. Now with the BL2 Fix Mod, I'm pretty sure he has a lot higher chance to drop all of his relics, and so that's what I got here. I'm going for the Bone of the Ancients, and in the first run I got 2 of them. I got the Fire and Shock one. In the next run I go ahead and get the Corrosive one, and I've noticed that he doesn't drop a lot of legendaries, but he drops his relics a lot, which is, it's okay. It gets the relics out of the way. Next we go to the burrows and meet up with Brick. During this point, there's a lot of mobbing, we have to do a lot of running around, and this is where I die quite a lot. So after we meet Brick, we gotta run up, gotta kill some things, go to an area, kill some things, die, kill some things, die again, kill some other things, kill the other thingy things, and then we're finally done with that. Next up is the Uranus fight. Dropping into the arsenal, I'm using, of course, my Ruby, my Lilith, a one-shot sniper comm, and then the Corrosive Infinity. I circle around, strafe as much as I can. I don't entirely remember the best way to beat this guy, especially when Zer0, because I haven't tried it yet. Go into deception as much as I can, and I try to bore the actual cannons. I figured this out later on that he can be, bored and critted. I totally forgot about it. So as much as I can, I just try to stay undercover, let my B shield charge up, and then with enough time, he eventually dies. Then we finally make our way to the Mount Scarab Research Center. This is the part where once again, who guessed it, there's going to be a lot of mobbing involved, especially with the new Pandorans. With these guys it is fairly difficult. Make sure you can also use any strong weapon, and then of course if you have like a very good little Eevee, kind of like how I have, you can also use that too. Just be mindful of using Slag and then your kunais. Next, and finally, we reach Cassius's lab. At this point, we gotta put in the blood sample to the little machine thing, wait a little bit, then we have to eventually fight Cassius. Alright, so for this fight, I'm using the bossing setup, using the one-shot sniper comm, the Fire Infinity, and regular other weapons like the Unkempt Herald and things. At this point, we gotta want to strafe back, kind of jump behind, jump out of his way, because eventually he'll jump and hit towards you like he just did. Of course, for healing, I use my Quasar to pull him back and to heal. Then when I'm at a distance, I go for my Deception, equip my Infinity, then shoot him whilst having the B shield unlocked. You can shoot those purple orbs that he throws out at you. They're not too difficult to handle, and it's just a very big waiting game. At this point, it's just a lot of the repetitiveness, just going to Deception, strafing back, shooting him, throw kunai, shoot, wait till Deception again, then repeat the entire cycle. Oh man, the Hector Fight. Oh my lordy, we're at... this took me like over a half an hour. I think like collectively like an hour. Just trying to figure out how the hell to kill this guy. Because there's tendrils and mobs type enemies everywhere, but those tendril guys will always break your B shield, and you can never do enough damage to do anything. I keep going down and I keep dying. So eventually what I did, and you guys will just see a huge time lapse of this, where I had to kill him multiple times, and I looked at a video on how to cheese the guy, and that's what we did. Because after like the 5th time, I'm like, alright, you know what, I've died too many times, I'm sick of this. So eventually what we do to kill this guy is I throw the anti-infection grenade, which you just saw me pick up earlier in the Cassius fight, and that was the main weapon that I used to kill this guy. However, there are times that he, becomes like a cylinder, I guess, where he brings up his tendril things to like one little pole cylindrical mass thing, and then you have to kill, the spores on the walls or whatever. So that's the only time where I go into the arena, but any other time I just stood on the outside and I just threw grenades at the guy. And finally, after like an hour, I finally figured out a way to kill this guy. So I saved my position up on the roof instead of having to parkour everywhere. So I just saved that my position, then every time I run out of grenades, I jump down, buy grenades, and then teleport my way back up to where I was. Basically like you just jump on the lamppost and everything else for the side. Now that's what I was talking about, where he comes up together in like a blooming flower or whatever. So for some reason I saved my position and I go ready to go in there to kill the spores, then I teleport my way back out. So I'm merging up my weapons now, then I drop into the arena and then I start taking off. For in this case it was just one spore, but you know there's lycanthropes and tendrils and everything everywhere. So go take out the infected flowers, second one, then the third one, then I realized there was nothing else, so I have to get a second wind first. So I do that on the tendril, then I teleport my way back up here. Now there's going to be little spore things, the floaty dudes, kind of blooping around, so I gotta take care of those guys. Gotta switch over back to my Firebolt of the Agent, so that way I can get increased damage from my anti-faction. Then I once again start throwing the grenades at the guy. And with Hector dead, we give the Iridium to Lilith that we had to get. Then after the whole cutscene thing she's gotta do, we are finally done with the DLC days. And closing out this episode, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like, because it took me like 5 days to make this one. 3 days of just editing, so yeah, that's kind of on me for that one. Anyway, as I said, if you guys did enjoy this video and enjoyed this series, come back again to finish it off. Please be sure to leave a like, and if you guys are new here, hey, why don't you guys subscribe? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya! Also, check out my social media. I'm drawing things now. Hey, yay!